Hello, my name is Riley Boadwine, and I'm a dairy farmer. You maybe have seen the old Disney movie, The Lion King, in which they talk about the magical circle of life. Well, here on the dairy farm, we actually are participating heavily in the circle of life, the agriculture circle of life. Take these cows. They are here at their bunk, eating grass and grain, which they use in order to create protein sources and fat sources, such as milk, beef, cheese, butter that we consume. But there's another important aspect of this circle of life, and that aspect is manure. So no one knows entirely which came first, the grass or the manure. I'm willing to bet it was probably the grass. But a cow eats grass and grains, and then when she digests it, the manure is all of the waste that came from that. This can be reapplied to a field for a variety of purposes that will help grow plants. For example, cow manure has nutrients inside of it, mostly nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, amongst other things, that a plant needs in order to grow. It is the food for the plant, but it can help with other things inside of the soil as well. Bacteria in the manure can also be used to break down the nutrients that were just deposited there and other nutrients into a more accessible form for plants. On top of that, it is also more water soluble. So things like rain get captured more into the land. Farmers and pasture land use this in order to grow their crops that they will use to feed their animals, which in turn feeds us. But we can't apply it straight from the cow out onto the field. There's a couple things that we need to do first. For example, in a manure lagoon, something like this, the manure sits in order to let the ammonia and other gases come out of it, because these can be somewhat toxic. But there is an upside to this. If we allow it to sit, the gases like methane inside of a manure can be captured, and we can use them for things like electricity. Then we have things like this manure auger, which can suck it out of the lagoon and go into a manure spreader, which then spreads all over the field. But liquid manure in this way isn't the only way that manure can be used in the field. In fact, there's another way that incorporates extra grains like bedding and hay in order to create something we call the compost. So, when manure is combined with bedding, this is straw, like this, it looks like this. I don't know if you can see it, but what happens is inside there's bacteria creating biological processes where heat is being created and it's breaking things down. This can be put over top of a field and used as fertilizer as well. In hindsight, who would have ever guessed that poop, yes, poop, would be such an important equation in all of our lives? Because without it, how could we get grain for the cows? How could they eat? And if they don't eat, how would we eat? Once again, I'm Riley Boadwine. Thanks for having me here today. I hope you learned a little something about the magic of fertilizer and the agricultural circle of life.